Créer le changement que nous souhaitons, c'est un guide pour des résidents et les communautés pour apprendre un petit peu sur comment faire la facilitation et comment faire des changements dans nos communautés, faire des changements sociaux.
I remember when I was approached to take the training that I just kind of got this excitement because it felt like I'd kind of been picked. And the other thing that was really interesting is that it actually paired me up with, at the time, my community developer that worked with my neighborhood. So we took the training together. We were both learning at the same time and we were kind of learning from each other. For me, that was kind of my introduction into working in like a really inclusive way, and it actually totally changed my life because I ended up pursuing a career in community development.
Creating the change we want is one of the best examples I've ever seen of genuine community development, grassroots community development at work in communities, and it works with the people that are most affected by some of the biggest barriers to participation in society.
Mayor Jim Watson, along with the Chair of the Transit Commission, Councillor Stephen Blais, as we heard earlier, announced that the low-income transit pass, now called the Equipass, would be included in Ottawa's 2017 budget.
It really effectively helps to remove those, and it does that by empowering people, by giving people tools that they can take back and share with their neighbors and use. And you can see it in these training sessions.
Everybody brings expertise. So community members are experts in their neighborhood. They know, right? And they're also living what we're talking about. So I think it makes the most sense to bring them to the table, and we shouldn't be making decisions about other people without having them at the table when we're making those decisions. That also being said, when I look at the neighborhood that I live in, there's a high concentration of crisis and need. So the professional piece that might be required to complete a project, right, might not be there. So it's complemented when you add in the professional element with lived experience or community members.
This is something that sparks more activities. We talked about it today. There were so many examples of things that people had done, taking this guide and taking it home and then sharing it with their community and having events and starting initiatives and all this kind of stuff. And that's the kind of thing it does.
This training creates a leader. I got a chance to have the perspective and youth perspective in this training, and I see a lot of people who has been doing a lot of great work in their community. I got inspired from that. There's a community organization called Canadian Bhutanese Association. In short form, it's CAPTAS. So they are mostly Bhutanese refugees coming from Nepal. They were living in Nepal, immigrating to Canada, and just forming a small community. And basically this event is the celebration of the culture, celebration of Southern Bhutanese culture, where we focus on different issues, the celebration in the new country, teaching our culture, preserving our culture, and teaching that to the next generation.
Avant ce guide, j'ai toujours dit qu'il n'y a pas un guide pour comment faire le développement communautaire. Et ça, c'est vraiment un outil qui est très pratique, qui est facile à lire et facile à comprendre, que tout le monde, n'importe qui, peut prendre et peut utiliser pour faire des changements dans leur communauté.
It's not about, when I look at the stories, it's not about like one specific person, it's about a few people that were given some skills and supports to be able to have the kind of like the courage and the mentality to reach out to their neighbors and make friends out of their neighbors, and how that kind of like can-do attitude is like spread beyond.
At the end of the day, community development isn't about me starting programs and continuing to run them on my own. It's about me helping others to start their own programming and start their own initiatives and spark their own change.